Hi, this is Kelly from paperbeadrollers.com, and this is video 6 in the Paper Bead Flower series. This series walks you through how to make each style of paper bead flower that is included in the Paper Bead Flower digital download pack, or in the kit of pre-cut strips available on paperbeadrollers.com. In this video, we're going to work with flower E. To roll this flower, you'll need a paper bead roller, a stem, a bead for the center of the flower, and I'm also going to use some wire, at least one leaf strip, a hot glue gun, and wire clippers. Now you can use any size roller with these flower strips, but I'm using my red paper bead roller from paperbeadrollers.com. The red roller is slightly larger than the stem wire I'm using, so it will allow space for the hot glue without being too large around the stem. The flowers are rolled very similar to rolling a regular paper bead. Start by putting the wide end of the strip into the slot on your paper bead roller. Always keep the tip of the paper bead roller below the top of the strip or it will cause your petals to rip off. It's very important that you do this. When I get to the point where the petals begin, that's where I add the glue so I can keep the petals in place. Then just tack down the end with some white glue like normal. Now you can leave it just like this and it'll look like a flower bud. Or you can open it up a bit. I like to take the handle of my bead roller and put a nice gentle curve in the petals. You can also flatten the petals out at the base so the flowers open wider. And one more style you can do is to take a larger bead roller like the purple size and curl the petals back at a more extreme angle. And again, you can see the middle on this flower, so you'll want to either push the middle in to seat a bead, or you can even let it stick up and look really pretty that way. I've decided to use a copper bead in the center of this flower, and I'm going to use a piece of wire to make it look like the stigma of the flower sticking out. For the leaves, I'm going to use the one that looks like the sepal of the flower, or that green leafy part that goes just under the bud. I'll roll it with my red roller from paperbeadrollers.com and tack down the end with a little bit of glue. I'll cut about a 2-inch section of wire for the sepal, bend it over, and stick it through the hole in my bead. Now to glue this to the flower, I'm going to put hot glue on the wire and on the bottom of the bead and just push it into place. Now we're going to grab the stem and we'll put the sepal on first. Up here at the top, we'll smear some hot glue into the thread, turning the stem for coverage. Get enough on to bond the flower, but not so much that you'll have gobs of glue poking out the end. Then quickly slide the flower onto the stem. Be careful not to push your beads out of the top of the hole. Now this one might be tough because of the wire that's poking down, but give it a little wiggle and see if you can't get around that wire. Now for the sepal. Bend the leaves back just a bit so they don't get caught as we push this up to the flower. I'm going to pull it back about 1/2 inch and smear the glue onto the stem. Then push the sepal up into the glue, turning it until you feel the glue start to grab. And now you have a beautiful paper flower. And this is the last flower in the series. If you haven't seen the previous videos, there is a link to the entire playlist right here. You can purchase the digital download cutting files for all of these flowers from paperbeadrollers.com, as well as pre-cut paper flower kits. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comments, and I'll see you again soon.